What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Crew 2, and in this video I'm going to take a look at the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus Divine Edition. This car is going to be in the Season 9 Battle Pass, guys, so I would recommend getting this thing, even if you only buy the Battle Pass just for this car. I really do think it is going to be worth it. So yes, it's called the Divine Edition. That's most likely why the car is going to be insanely bright with all these insane colors, but looking at this thing, guys, you're going to notice how awesome this car actually looks. So for one, you're most likely going to notice the kit on this thing immediately. So it is a wide body kit on this Chiron as well, which I will show the regular 300 to actually compare both of these cars in a quick second. But hold on, is that like carbon fiber? I actually just noticed how that does look. I do believe that's like a white carbon fiber. You're going to notice the stripes on the hood are also not going to be carbon, but my goodness, this Bugatti does look absolutely insane. It might even be one of my favorite Motor Pass vehicles ever. Also, guys, let's take a look at these rims real fast. So they're obviously going to be fully white, which if you do try to do this to the regular Chiron, you can't change the color of the rims at all. So this thing really is going to be special. It also has a special wide body kit on this car as well, which looks insane. You're also going to notice the interior is going to be fully white, and it's also going to have red in some parts as well. That looks awesome with this entire design. But the pieces on the side of this car really do look awesome. And also, guys, you also have the wing that does come up. That was actually one of the biggest things I was interested in with this vehicle. And can we also appreciate the actual fitment on this car as well? It actually fits perfectly compared to some cars with their tires sticking out to next week. But overall, I really do think a lot of players are absolutely going to love this Bugatti. Now, the real question is, though, how is the regular Chiron going to compare to it? So, of course, there is going to be a total of 15 Bugattis in this game. I know there's probably going to be more in Motorfest, but looking at this car right now, guys, so here is the regular 300 Plus. So with this vehicle right away, the first thing you're going to notice is you cannot get that body kit on this car. It looks slightly similar, but it's definitely not going to be the same thing. And of course, with the rims, well, you also cannot get those rims on this vehicle. That's also going to be fully black as well. And my goodness, imagine being able to paint the rims on your vehicles. What a concept. But moving over to the other part though, you will probably notice on the 300 Super Sport as well that you also do not have that wing option that's on the Divine Edition. I really do think having these cars being in like motor passes and or having special editions of them really do make them a lot better, especially if they are actually special. Now, one thing I do find interesting is the fact that this is probably the best Bugatti and or what is probably known as like the best hypercar in the Crew 2, and they most likely have another version of it that's also going to be the exact same and or if not better. But overall though, guys, I really am digging the look of this car, and after doing a race in this thing, I really do like it. But nonetheless, let's go do an outside look of this vehicle right now and take this thing on a quick top speed test. I did notice in the sunlight of the game here that my goodness, this thing really can hurt your eyes, and or you probably feel like that one episode of SpongeBob, but regardless though, I really do love the way this car actually does look, and of course it has that signature Bugatti sound. And then moving over to the interior view of this car, it's going to look identical to the regular 300. I wonder why, considering it's the exact same car, but the difference with this car though, guys, is going to be its color. It's going to be fully white and or carbon fiber, and the stitching and or some of the accents are going to be red, so this thing really is going to look insanely nice inside, and it also seems to match the exterior to a T. But now besides all that, let's see what the top speed of this Bugatti is actually going to be, which I would say a lot of players are insanely interested in the top speed of this vehicle. Do keep in mind, guys, I am also running a Nitro Chemist set, so if you're not running a Nitro Chemist, you most likely won't be able to get the exact top speed of this car, which I would say is going to be fine considering it's, the fastest hypercar in the game anyway, but let's see what this thing can actually do here. So I did come over to the salt flats, and the main reason for that is I will have a lot more room because this car really does need it. But in 6th gear right now, let's head up here. So 290 miles an hour in 6th gear is absolutely insane. considering some of the other hypercars can barely hit 290 in their last gear, that's honestly pretty incredible. But moving over to the 7th gear here, so get over this hill, let's see. So hitting Nitro Chemist, guys, let's see right now. Oh my. Still going 338 miles per hour. Now, what's kind of insane about that is on that one event that I was doing with this car, I actually hit around 339, so I would probably say the top speed of the Divine Edition is going to be close to 340 miles per hour, which is absolutely insane, and it easily makes it the fastest hypercar in this game. Now, with there being 15 Bugattis in the Crew 2, at least at the moment, I would probably say that number's most likely going to go up, but at this moment though, guys, the Divine Edition is most likely going to be the best hypercar in the game. That's also going to be why most of the leaderboards I see are probably going to be with this Divine versus the regular 300. Now, there is going to be a few reasons for that. So number one, I really do love the look of this car. Like, I love the overall design of it. It looks absolutely insane with the way they actually made this car look. And not only that though, it also has insanely nice handling. Sure, going over like uneven ground and stuff, it does kind of lose itself, but that's just one of the perks of using a Bugatti on the Crew 2. It can be something to look past. It's not going to be like a deal breaker. And one of the other things that's definitely going to make this car insanely usable is going to be that crazy overall acceleration and or top speed. So I did mention when testing out the top speed on this car that it does do around 290 in 6th gear, which is insane considering it has one more gear to go. And if you guys actually think about it, many of the hypercars in this game do tend to have around the exact same top speed, being like 295 to like 300 or so and or around that. But there's obviously going to be different cars like some of the Bugattis and or some of the Porsches that do around like 310 or so, and then some of the Bugattis do like 319. Then obviously the Super Sport 300 hits around 334. And I wasn't really expecting the 300 plus Divine Edition to actually be faster. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, it's only going to be like 5 to 6 miles per hour, so it's not like a big deal. My only concern about this car, though, is yes, it is going to be insanely good. I would say it's probably easily going to be like top 3 for the best hypercars in the Crew 2. And some might say, yeah, the car's acceleration isn't that great, so it's probably not going to be the best hypercar, but for that, all you actually have to do is basically lower the gearbox down by 1 point, and this thing can probably compete with like the McLaren Senna. Now, I've only done one event in this Divine Edition so far, but I am thinking about jumping into that long New York Hyper Race, most likely using a Fame Magnet set though. But my goodness, guys, I'm having such a great time driving this car. I honestly don't know why that is. It could come down to the way this car does look, and one of my favorite things about it is how unique this car actually is, and you really cannot clone this car, not even close to it, on the regular Super Sport, so that's definitely going to be a plus. And one of my favorite things about some of these cars, guys, is the fact that many of these Motor Pass vehicles and or some of these Summit cars are actually going to be insanely special, having colors and or special combos on them that you cannot basically clone, which I would say is going to make a lot more players actually go after these cars. And I've only used the Bugatti in this Motor Pass so far, and I would definitely say it's going to be worth it. Even if you guys do want to get this Motor Pass just for this car alone, I really do think having this car, especially being able to transfer this thing in the Motorfest, is going to be absolutely insane. And I do feel like, guys, going after these vehicles and these Motor Passes is also going to be worth it, due to the fact that many of these most likely won't come back for a long time, and or if ever for that matter. But I would like to know your thoughts on this Chiron Super Sport in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more insight.